Hello, I'm Otto, and welcome to episode 25 of my Factorio Space Age Guide. So in the last episode, we created some blue science. Man, that is quite the hefty build. Um, and if you are enjoying my content, well, you know what to do. So in this episode, we're gonna have some interesting things happen. So first off, yay, the update came out where the car changed, so now you can actually drive it in the cardinal directions. And the way that you would change that is you would go to the settings, go to controls, and it is the top section here. I'm having a hard time getting used to it, but whatever, it is what it is. So steering is where it is by default, and heading makes it so that whenever you press, like when you press A, it will just go left, and if you press D, it will stop. You press D again, it will go in reverse. So it tries to go in the direction that one of the 8 directions based on whether you're, like, whatever you're pressing on WASD. And it is great and both great and difficult to get used to. Brain doesn't want to work that way. So I was doing some testing before this, and we're gonna have something else kind of interesting happen. So we are probably going to have some crazy power issues. So I am going to just let it happen. And I am going to show you like what to do in case it does happen. So I just want to get some of these crafted real quick. I did disable these because I hadn't planned on using more, but we are in fact going to use more. So I'm going to enable that to 60. This one will be twice as much. Enable if steam engine is less than 120. Okay, so we're gonna let that go, and we're gonna hopefully, excuse me, hopefully let our base kind of fall apart while we're waiting, or while we're creating some military science. So let's first let's make sure that we have everything we need. I'm gonna need some decent amount of underground splitters. Probably need more inserters. All right, I should grab inserters while I'm over here. Yeah, you know what? We'll grab some more assembling machines too. We're definitely going to need more miners because that is going to be part of our problem solving shortly. Miners are over here next to the blue inserters. 132, that should be fine. I'll just top it off to 150. How about that? We will need to make sure to bring some pipes with us, which we should have some. I have enough. And I'm going to need one. Where is it? It's up here somewhere. Nope. No. There it is. One offshore pump. There's no real easy way for me to... Alright, I got 3. That's fine. Okay, so military science. Ooh, I need to drop some concrete at some point too. What do we need for military science? So military science, we need a decent amount of things. So let's get over here and take a look. We already have a slot allocated for military science that will be over here. And as I was kind of doing some testing with it, I was like, I don't really know exactly what I'm going to end up doing. Like, I want to do something different, obviously. And so for military science, we need red ammo, we need grenades, and we need walls. So again, I want to kind of have this expandable, or have this be expandable, but I kind of still want to, like, follow the, I'm going to call them, rules of my city block designs. I want to kind of like have certain things happen. So similar to my last guide, we are going to actually invade outside of the city block just a little bit, not much. It won't interfere, like for instance with this. So we're just going to, like, we can't, like, this is an absolute can't pass. Same with over here. This blue science line is an absolute can't pass, but we're gonna give ourselves a little bit more flexibility because this is quite an interesting build when you start thinking about how it could be expandable. So we need, so this creates 0.15 per second. So we're going to need at least 10 of these. Let me just put, no, ghost, we need ghosts. I don't know exactly how this is going to end up looking. It's probably not going to look like this. Might be like that. I don't know. I like I said, I just kind of toyed around with some builds just to make sure that I could fit things in here. So we also need walls. Walls are in the combat section. And to make 10 of these, 10 assemblers worth, which is going to give us the 1.5 per second that matches the red science. These create 1.5 per second, and we will need 1.5 per second for 0.15 times 10. So we need one wall for every 10 military science that we have going. And this will be our kind of starter. I don't know exactly where it's going to go. It's going to go somewhere up here on the front. And then we also need grenades. Grenades are also in all this is in combat. So we also need grenades. So for grenades, we need coal, yay, and iron plates. And then we also need red ammo. So the recipe changed for red ammo. So it went from, let me see if I can remember this. It was 5 copper plate and 1 steel with 1 yellow ammo to create 1 red ammo. Now it is 2 copper plate, so it is 3 less. It is 1 steel and 2 yellow ammo to create 2 red ammo. And then the crafting time doubled. So we went from 3-second craft time to 6-second craft time. So what that actually ends up meaning is that the ratio for yellow ammo to red ammo stayed the exact same, which turns out it is 1. Here, let me just show that. We create 0.75 yellow ammo per second with rank 2 assemblers, and we need 0.25 per second for the red. So that means that one of these can still create 2 of these. So the ratio still stays the same. But what ends up happening is the it says the raw cost. It effectively cut the steel in half because now 1 steel plate will make 2 red ammo instead of 1 steel plate making 1 red ammo, and it cut the copper cost by like 5 because it would take so normally to make 2 piercing round ammo, 2 of the red ammo, which is what we're, this is now making 2 at a time, double the time, so it's still the same output. It would normally take 10 copper plates to do that. Now it's 2 copper plates, and it would take 2 steel to do that. Now it's 1 steel, and then the 2 yellow ammo stays the same. So, yeah, the ratios all stay the same. It's just it's cheaper. Really, that's all it is. It's cheaper on the steel and it's cheaper on the copper. It seems like maybe the reason why they did that was for space platforms. They didn't want to increase the speed that you created it, but they wanted to make it cheaper. It's possible that it's also a little bit cheaper for early game. If I had to guess, I would say the target would be space platforms and spaceships. I don't know that for sure. That's just kind of a hunch. All right, so if we're working with 10 of these, that means we need 0.7 red ammo per second. And 3 of these together combined creates 0.75 per second. So this is our ratio. This is not necessarily what we're going to follow right now, because we are going to want some extra red ammo production. So we're actually going to end up doubling this so that we can collect some of this, but also still feed the military science. So we will be overproducing the red ammo. So for grenades, we also need 0.07 per machine, so 0.7 for all 10. And one of these creates 0.9. So we need 8 of these, which will bring us to 0.72 per second. So eight of these. Oh, that's 9. There we go. That's 8. So we're going to need 8 of these to supply 10 of these, 10 of the military science. So what are we going to be doing with this? So we're going to end up doubling our production for this, and that will end up kind of matching the 8 and 8. The stone brick is going to be a weird one. So this can all be, like, all of these can be kind of included in, like, let's say the expansion. We're going to be severely limited by the walls. However, we are going to allow the walls to just be the whole front line. We will not ever need this many, but we will have room for 8, and one of these will fill 10 of these. So we're going to start with making 2, and we're going to have stone brick for this come in, and it will just be allowed to continue on through here. It will be taken off from here. I should have been doing ghosts. And on this side, we are still going to follow these parameters, but this is going to be something like this. So we just need to limit our distance from the roboport. We are not going to invade any space over here. The only space invasion that we're going to have is just a little bit over here, down here at the end. Okay, so let me move some of this out of the way because I have an idea on the structure. I don't know exactly how this is going to line up, but like I said, I did do some fiddling. So this is, we kind of need room for items to come in. Now, I know initially I said we're going to have stuff coming in on the right. It just kind of seems like it's going to end up working. Wait a minute. No, I can still do this on the right. Okay, you know what? Let me... No. I'm going to do it exactly how I initially thought about it. So I'm going to line these up kind of over here somewhere. I want them kind of close. Wait a minute. I believe it was something like this. I think I might have had this go through. Whatever. If it doesn't end up working the way that I suspected, then yeah, this should have been fine. Okay, so we are going, so let's just start with the output. So this is going to be the grenade output, and they will go out here. So this puts the grenades on the far side, on the top side of this belt, and on the far right side of this belt. We are then going to have red ammo. When it brings in its, or sends out its item, it is going to output here directly onto this belt. Let me make sure this was all going to work. I can't remember for sure. These will output on a belt like this. And we will have materials coming in for both the grenades and the yellow ammo and the red ammo. So this, I'm not going to leave these here, but this will this will basically need to be iron plates and coal. And this one will need to be copper plates and steel. So that way these can longhand inserter off the iron, and these can just all take iron and the coal directly with fast inserters. And then these here, the red ammo, can then take the 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 reason why I had this set up had something to do with the way this one comes in. I think for some reason I had this shifted over one more. And I don't remember why, but let's just see. Because in my initial planning, I ended up having to block these like this. You know what? Let's just do it. We're gonna do it kind of the way that I might have been thinking. So I'm gonna cut these and move them in like this. This is gonna go to here because this is gonna have access there and there. Cut these and move them in. And then this one will have access there and there. And then these need long hand inserters. In and out. So they will be putting their yellow ammo onto this belt here. And then this one, same thing. Which meant that this needed to be long hand inserters in. And blue inserters out. So these have a trail that goes on the left side. The grenades, was it? Yes, is on the right hand side. And these stone walls can just come through. These will have output on the outside. And then merge in the middle. And items coming in. It'll need to come out to here because it will need a long hand inserter to collect all of it. All right, so let's cut this, and we will recess this back a little bit. So that can just be right up against this other belt. Nope, this needs to come out like this. And the reason why that needs to come out like that is because we're going to do, to get two belts in here side by side, we're going to do the same thing that we did over here with the blue. This needs to be set back by one. And it doesn't matter like which one of these is which. Like we need both of these for this. And then the next lane here will need to be one space out from this splitter and bring its product in there. This one will then go over like that, and this one goes straight through. So then that will be, now this is exactly, or mostly exactly what we need to fit this. We are going to, however, allow this to continue through. If we were to double up on all of this, we would have to copy all of it and move it down like, I don't know, something like this. Minus the section with the wall. The wall is only ever going to stay up there. No, not cut. Undo. So then it would look. It would have to merge. Ah, now I've got a problem. Okay, let's make this expandable because I need this to be able to merge, and I can't do that by. So I'm gonna cut. Oh, this is gonna ruin everything. Maybe not because. I would need to fit a splitter in here to allow the merger. All right, so maybe I should move it back. I don't think our power's going anywhere anytime soon. I need it to die. Okay, so I'm just gonna move these out. Can I still get a splitter in there? No. I feel like the reason, okay, so the reason why I needed this to be recessed out is because of the stuff over here. So the output for this is going to have to not do that. Come through here. That will have its own merger. And I needed materials coming in, so I needed stuff coming in here, stuff coming in here. And stone brick would have been like this. And that was not going to work, so it did need to be. Did need to be back here. Okay, well, tell you what, that's one of those situations that if we did expand this, we'll just, again, I say it all the time, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. We would just leave an extra gap and allow, so if you had, for instance, let's just peel off a little bit of this. My goodness, I keep doing that. So you would probably end up with a situation where you'd have this like this. So this would be the stone line. So the stone line would continue down and go in like that. Probably farther back. Max distance. There we go. And the grenades would have to probably... to be honest, I don't even know if that would work. What kind of funky stuff would I do to get this in here? Oh my goodness, that would actually work. Because when these merge together, if anything is on the right-hand side of the belt, it stays on the right-hand side of the belt whenever it comes through. So that could just, yeah, that could work. That could hop over. I don't know if it would work with the red. So red would be coming through that same lane. I didn't copy the red section. So reds would come out here onto the side of that lane. So that should also still be fine. Okay, well, let's just, you know, forget we saw this. We know it would work out. And I'm not gonna let that go any farther for now, because I mean we might expand this, we might not. Like all of this is just kind of a maybe. Okay, so how was I gonna get these materials in here? So this was obviously gonna come in like this. And this would have to be, let's say, the coal. Yeah, all right, it's like that. Let's put our markers. No. Let's put our markers up here. So this is stone brick. This is iron and coal. Coal and iron, whatever. Copper and steel. Okay. Power's any closer? It is not. I might just cut off the power and just show you anyways. Like, okay, your power went out. You're like red all over the base. You don't have anything. What do? So let's fill this in real quick. All right. That's exactly what I wanted to do. we want to get this filled in because I want to make sure that this is actually going to work. Oh, these would have, let's just say, incoming here. Let's start on the entry side. And then it would need longhand from the other side in the middle. And then it would output like that. All right, and that is our build, minus the power, of course, because why would I add power poles, you know, while I'm making it? Not putting output or input for these, but I mean, that's pretty straightforward, so easy there. And again, these are here to prevent whatever we have on these lines to going on to these lines. So this is like acting as a blockade, but also allowing us to take from here. And these are only going to need what is on their side. I really like this build. It's different than what I've done in the past. Oh, and I did say it, but we've doubled up on this because we're going to be collecting. So we're going to be collecting both the grenade, or all three really. We're going to be collecting some walls. We're going to be collecting some grenades. We do not have necessarily extra grenades to spare. You can see that I clearly couldn't fit any more in here, but that's okay because we are not going to be going through grenades nearly as fast as we're going to be going through red ammo. So I definitely wanted to make sure to get some red ammo, some additional red ammo production. But if you were to copy this and double it, you wouldn't need the 2 to 6 ratio. You would, just 1 to 4 is fine because we will not be collecting past a certain point anyways. You know what, we are going to be invading. We're going to invade like here to do some collecting. And the reason why we're doing it there and early is because if we did expand, like, I don't want the collection aspect to be included in all of that. And I feel like it would be better to have that collection maybe towards the front. Whenever I do that kind of stuff, like collecting off, I tend to prefer to have it towards the bus side if possible. So the closer we can have it to the bus, the better. I actually at one point even thought about like splitting and having a side to collect go up and then the rest go down. And I was like, nah, no, it's gonna be way too tight for that already. So so now we just need the output. And then these would obviously, if we had extras or continued on, it would just keep going past the blue science collection, or the blue science wow, military science. We're not working on blue science. Yeah, it would just move past that point. Okay, power. How is power actually? Oh, we're getting there. It's about to fall apart. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit longer of an episode. So what's going to end up happening with the power is our whole base is going to die. We are intentionally letting this die. And then I'm going to go show you and explain what to do, and then I'm going to speed up the process and just slap it down. It's something, building a little coal power plant is what we're going to end up doing. You've seen it before. No point in me, like, I don't want these on this side. I want on the other side, actually. You've seen it all before, so all you need is the explanation as to really. That's what I get for looking ahead, or not looking ahead, I should say. No! Come on. Oh, should have split these up just a little different. Whatever. It is what it is. It's funny because every time I do, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. Every time I do something like this, um, it ends up not working out in my favor. Oh, come on. Whatever. We just need this to work, right? Ow! Please tell me. Okay, there are no more blinking lights. Thank you. Okay, stone brick. We're probably gonna have to drag stone brick. No, we got it right here. Awesome. Okay, stone brick is gonna come in here. Uh-oh. We're gonna be dodging some pipes by the looks of it. It's fine though because the fluid area, like, you've got so much extra room to work with. Like, we didn't have to do undergrounds for any of these, but oh, there goes the power. Come on. I know. When was the last time you saw someone being like, "Oh, I want the power to die," because that way it, you know. Which one is the one that lines up with? Is it this one here? Yeah. So I think that having one come in here would have been a bad idea. Man, it's really unfortunate that these lined up the way they did. Maybe I can have one come in over here. So I'll just do something like this. And then the other one can come in like this. Yeah, that's fine. I'm okay with that. That way we dodge the inevitable, whichever ones will be like here. We dodge those. Okay, so we need coal and we need iron plates. Oh, I guess the coal is going to be pretty easy. Stone brick, we're going to need... this. Let's top that coal. So I guess coal, it would actually just be easier if the coal was coming in. We'll just do it like that. So it'll stay on that half. Which means this is our iron. Priority right, and we're gonna do the priority left for these guys to recompress. Did that get everything else through? So that's going through, that one is going through. Okay, so that's fine. So what else do we need? We needed steel and we needed copper. So copper and steel is coming through here. There's no, oh, I knew this was gonna be in the way. Oh, no, because we're doing it the different way, it's gonna be fine. Steel will just be, oof. Steel needs to kind of come in like this. I would prefer maybe if, I don't want to have steel kind of bunching up on one side. So I'm going to do it like this so that both the bottom lane here and the top lane here have access to go onto this side. So that we don't need a belt balancer, or sorry, a lane balancer. So that means that I need to get copper in here in a way that it wraps back around to the right side. So that means that this needs to probably do like this. This will go under. This will go under. And this will go under here. Okay, that'll work. All of this weirdness is really in an attempt to not have to use lane balancers. So if you just put it directly into the underground, it blocks one side. I don't want to have one side blocked, but I also don't want it to go on both lanes, right? So let's take a look, and we should see some military science being created soonish. We've got grenades. We've got red ammo being produced. Okay, this is enough to feed these guys. Ooh, look at the power. We're dying soon. These have collection. And the only... Okay, so it's just taking so long because of the power problems. Alright, so... I said we were going to invade this space, so what we're going to end up doing is near the end... Not quite that far, near the end. I guess it doesn't really matter. We can try to, like, match up with this side. So let's just... I'm going to just copy that and see... and I'm going to horizontally flip that. Let's use... I used Control X again. Go me. So Alt D and then hold Shift, and that'll get rid of that. So now this can come in here, steel chest here. And the nice thing about me copying that is it also copied this. So just because I want to make sure that this is not going to be weird, I'm going to just do it like that. Give those guys a power pole. Come on, military. Even at slow, you should be getting somewhere. Right. These are crafting. These are crafting, believe it or not. Those are crafting. Power should be dying shortly. Any minute now. Alright. Let's just assume that it's dead. We're gonna... Oh no, our power died. We're gonna... What? Oh no, our power died. We need to go deal with it. Ah. Okay. So I'm gonna try not to break anything with the... Nope, I'll just run. We're just gonna run for now. Maybe once I grab the 120 of these and the 60 of these, it'll... No! Junk box? Junk box. I really gotta stop putting stuff in these. Iron can go... Iron should be able to go in just about anything over here. Why did I put it there? I don't need anything in that. Gears, same thing. Steel, there's only 2 things that I can go in over here. We can make some landfill. It's fantastic that I had that, like, 10 extra slots, and I still had bag issues. We're gonna need some big electric power poles as well. We are gonna have to travel some distance. Nope. There. I'm just gonna grab 100. Look at how much slower the inserters are moving. Oh, it is so close. Just die already. What did I needed the steam engines. Okay. 62. How did I end up with... Oh, I had 2 in my inventory. Whatever. And this is 120. Okay. So we need boilers, we need steam engines, we need something to kickstart, so all this coal is perfectly fine. We need an underground, offshore pump, which we have 3 of here. We need pipes and underground pipes. Big electric power poles. How are you still hanging on, honestly? we're down to nothing. You're down to like a single boiler. 2. Yeah, so obviously there we go. No? What? Just the radar? Everything should be dead. Why? The radars are dying. Yo. Oh, it's still just hanging on by a thread. Oh, the batteries had like radar pass. So every single building, you can see in the bottom right hand corner, the electricity. They all have some kind of battery type system. Well, I guess that is technically just the electricity coming in. Whatever. Uh, just die already. Okay, we're just gonna go. We're 41 minutes into this. We know that the power's dead, or might as well be. So I'm gonna have the. Oh my gosh, this new car system. It's so weird to get used to. No! This is exactly what I've been begging for, is for them to make something like this. And I can't even get used to it. Brain's like, don't care. I like actively have to think about what I'm doing. Not to say that that's not something that you would do in Factorio, but... okay, so we're going to go up to this coal up here. We are not bringing anything else with us. We are just going to have a standalone section over here. We're just going to tap it. We have water nearby over here on the right-hand side. I can just see it on the edge of the screen. So there's some water. And this is the coal that we are going to end up using. So what we're going to end up doing is we're just going to mine. We're going to set up some miners. We are going to put an offshore pump, and we're just going to kind of just have a little standalone section of power. That way we don't have to worry at all. And now, if you didn't bring coal with you, like the trees work, the coal that I just got out of those rocks, like all of that is fine. All of that will help kickstart the power process. So you know what? We're just gonna set up power like it would be if it was the start of the game. Preferably somewhere that's not in the way. I'm not gonna have radar coverage, but maybe. Ooh, it's gonna let me copy that. Sick. This will give me somewhere to kind of show the spacing that I need. Ah, that'll work. All right, so that's where our new power is going to come from. Now, this is potentially dangerous. And the reason why this is potentially dangerous is because of how close we are to the water. Since we're like right next to a... Excuse me. I just don't feel like picking up the... Anyways, what was I saying? Since we're so close to the water... Oh, I love blowing myself up. It's my favorite thing. And I can't shoot those. Go me. The pollution spread is a lot faster over the water than it is on land. So there will be, pain points with this. We are going to have to eventually work our way through. There's a section over here that wraps around, so we will have to eventually visually uncover this area to make sure that the pollution that's spreading from the coal and the boilers that are burning off the coal, make sure that that pollution spread doesn't encourage biters to come over. Because if they're like let's say there was a chunk of land with biters right here and the pollution spread, they will like run all the way around and come and attack this area. So yeah. that is how we're going to solve this problem. And then we are going to then probably use our baby city block. I'm not going to, like, all of the roboports that end up getting placed for this, I'm just going to remove those eventually. And I'm only aiming for the power poles and probably just one line. So I'll have, like, you know, maybe this one will stay. I might have, sure, let's say that this one will stay, this one will go. I'll just keep these as well. No, that's not going to line up right. Whatever, you know what I mean. We'll figure this out. Okay, so I'm going to speed through this real quick, and I will be back shortly. Okay, and welcome back. So, um, yeah, look at that. That is already, like, just blasting through some pollution. You know what? It is what it is. I will eventually get a radar over there. Um, well, yeah, look at how fast this stuff dissipates in the trees. Anyways, yeah, so, I also added, you saw, I added some coal here and then filtered these for coal only. That way, only this side would take off from the solid fuel, and this side would continue to do coal power. Yeah, so that is going to be it for me for this episode. In the next episode, we are going to be doing advanced oil processing. We now have access to that. Yeah, that's going to be fun. And we also had lubricant, so that will be included in this. We will have lubricant, we will have heavy oil management, light oil management, and well, petroleum just kind of manages itself most of the time. But yeah, so I will see you in the next episode, and thanks for watching.